Hello everyone and welcome back to Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the entire portfolio of Traverse City Whiskey Company, aka the Bourbon in the North. Based out of Traverse City, Michigan, the company draws upon its roots in the distilled spirits industry dating back to the late 1800s, with a distilling team led by Chris Fredrickson, Rapp and Moti Goldring, who strive to deliver quality product inspired by a patent by Fredrickson's great-grandfather during the Prohibition era. All right, guys, so we're going to go and get started with the Stillhouse Edition Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The mash bill on this is 71% corn, 25% rye, and 4% malted barley. This is aged for more than 3 years, and this one comes in at 45% ABV or 90 proof. So let's go ahead and get into the nose here real quick. Get a little bit of grain on the nose. Get some nice citrus notes, some nice orange, maybe some lemon peel. Nice zest to it. Yeah, a lot of nice ripe fruits to it. Still has a little bit of that earthiness to it though, which kind of says it's still a little young. Nothing wrong with that though. Yeah, really, it's those lemons and like orange peels that I get on the nose. It smells really nice. All right, guys, let's go in for a taste. Cheers. All right, yeah. So the first thing that hits your palate there is that zest I was picking up on the nose. Nice little fruit mix in there. You definitely get a little bit of maybe some cherries, some lemon, some orange. We go from the front to the middle of the palate. Toward the finish, not really getting too much on the finish. It's not very viscous, but it does stay on the palate there for a little bit. Really nice fruit flavors. I'm not getting any of the grains on the palate. I only got those on the nose. Let's go in for a second sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, there's just really nice, a nice little fruit punch there, right on the front of the palate. Right to the mid. Not picking up a lot of the rye in here, and surprisingly, with it being a 25% rye, it's quite surprising. Leaves a little bit of a burn on the front of the tongue, but that nice fruit that kind of goes from the front to the middle of the palate, really nice zestiness. There's definitely a little bit of darker fruit in there, like a cherry, a nice like a light cherry. And the finish, it kind of goes away rather quick. This is something that's a really easy sipper. Let's go in for the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, very consistent. That little bit of a burn on the front of the tongue, probably from the rye. It's still kind of too low of a proof to really burn my palate. That nice blend of fruits right on the front there, the lemons, the oranges, the cherries, flowing through a little bit. Again, I don't pick up any of the grains like I do on the nose. No hints of oak or anything like that. But the finish just dies and kind of goes away, and left with still a little bit of those fruity flavors there on the top of the tongue. This is a great standard expression. All right, guys, so next up we have the Stillhouse Edition North Coast Rye. This is a blend of 100% American rye and a blend of 95% rye and 5% malted barley. It's aged for 3 years, and this one comes in at 94 proof. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the nose here, guys. Nice lemon zest on this one right away. This one still has a little bit of those earthy notes as well. Maybe the slightest hint of dill. But that nice just burst of lemon is really, really nice. All right, let's get into the taste, guys. Cheers. Yeah, so this one, front of the palate, I get some of that lemon that I got on the nose. Middle of the palate, I'm almost getting a little bit of pepper, but it's there's a lot of sweetness there with it. It's almost like a candied lemon that I'm getting that's kind of flowing through here with a little bit of a peppery finish. Let's go in for a second taste. All right, so this second sip changed a little bit. So you're still getting some of that lemony citrus, a lemon candy. That's kind of on the front to the middle. There's a little bit of pepper that I'm picking up. I'm not picking up any of that dill flavor that I was getting on the nose, but they're just there on the finish. I am getting a little bit of some vanilla, some caramel, a little bit of baking spices in there as well. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon. It's really good. For being young, it's actually a really, really tasty rye. Let's go in for the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah. Again, so this one actually changes. The first and second sip were a little different, and then the third sip just kind of went into a different direction here. So front of the palate, you're still getting that like lemon candy all the way into the middle. There's that peppery, a little bit of a pepper finish there to it. The baking spices seem like on this third sip just got a lot more bolder. There's a lot more cinnamon. The caramel vanilla is still there. It's almost a black licorice taste there. Right at the very end though. I tell you, this is a really nice rye. It's very sweet on the front. Get a nice little burn from the rye, and you get a little bit of burn from that pepper flavor there in the middle of the palate. And then the finish, like I said, you're still getting those vanillas and the caramels. Very little bit of black licorice right there at the end. This is a very, very tasty rye here from Traverse City. All right, guys. So next up we have the limited edition port barrel finish. The mash bill on this is 71% corn, 25% rye, and 4% malted barley. It's aged for 3 years and finished for 1 year in port wine barrels. And this one comes in at 86 proof. So let's go ahead and get into the nose, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of wine influence here on the nose. A lot of nice dark fruit, some plum, some blackberries. Get a little bit of caramel in there. Not picking up really any vanilla on the nose. The wine influence is very overpowering here on the nose. Really nice nose. Blackberry, some strawberries, some plum. Really nice nose. Let's get into the taste, guys. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, right away you're getting a lot of those dark fruits that cover the palate completely. A lot of the ones I was picking up on the nose, you're getting some blackberries, some strawberries, some raisin is there. That's the predominant flavor that I'm getting right now is raisin. covering my entire palate. It's pretty smooth. It doesn't give you a really bad burn. Not very viscous. The finish kind of lingers on there for a little bit. It's a nice dark fruit finish that just kind of slowly goes down, but then it kind of goes away really quick, wanting you to go back and sip some more. Let's go into the second sip, guys. Yeah, so being in there for a year really brought out a lot of those dark fruit characters in this one. Like I said, the raisin flavor is just completely covering my palate all the way from the front to the finish. I'm not picking up a lot of spices in this one, like from the rye. You know, with it being a 25% rye, you'd figure that you'd get some of the spicy flavors from the rye, which you really don't. There's a mild spicy character to it, but I think that's more from the proof. So I'm not picking up any of those rye spices, like the flavors of them. But the dark fruits are very, very much present, all the way from the front to the end. A lot, like I said, some strawberries, some blackberries, and the finish, like those flavors, those dark fruit flavors, just kind of sit there on the palate. It's very mild though, and then the finish does kind of go away quick, but as you kind of move your tongue around your mouth, you do start to pick some of those flavors back up. Let's go in for the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, again, very smooth going down. It's not very viscous, but it does leave that nice, really nice coating of those dark fruit flavors there on the palate. And then the finish is gone. But the influence from the wine has really brought out some really nice fruity characters in this one. Those dark fruits, man. That raisin character that's from the front to the end of the palate is really, really, really nice. You can get some strawberries and some blackberries in there. Yeah, it's a really nice pour finish that they've done here. All right, guys. So next up, we have the Signature Edition Barrel Proof Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This one actually won double gold in the 2019 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It also captured gold at the 8th Annual Denver International Spirits Competition and was nominated Top 100 Whiskeys by Wine Enthusiast magazine. The mash bill on this one is 71% corn, 25% rye, and 4% malted barley. It's aged for 4 years and comes in at 112.3 proof. So let's go ahead and get to the nose on this one, guys. Some nice, dark, rich caramel, vanilla, some honey, a little bit of orange peel on here. And then right in the back, there's just a little bit of some chocolate notes I'm picking up there. Really nice nose, guys. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. All right, so this one doesn't drink like it's 112 proof. It's really sweet. A nice sweet vanilla, nice caramel that kind of flows from the front to the back. It's almost like there's almost like a salted caramel flavor there on the front of the palate. Mid palate, it gets kind of buttery with a nice like nutmeg, some cinnamon. The finish, I almost pick up a little bit of the chocolate I was picking up on the nose. Kind of rubs off there on the finish. It's like a milk chocolate. It's really good. Let's go into the second sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, so Front of the palate, again, very sweet. Nice sweet vanillas, some caramels mixed in there. And then it's like a salted caramel kind of goes from the front to the middle of the palate there. And then just this chocolate note, this milk chocolate note kind of appears there on the finish. And also, there is a little bit of that cinnamon too. Maybe some cinnamon, maybe a little bit of like pepper there toward the finish with that chocolate. This is really good. Let's go in for the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, so again, now this is one that is consistent in the flavors. Not too much that's changed. Again, that sweet vanilla, some caramel, and then right at the end of the front of the palate to the mid, you get some of that like almost like a salted caramel. And then toward the finish, you're getting some cinnamon. You're getting some milk chocolate. Maybe a little bit of pepper there right at the end, just right at the end. That's probably coming from some of that rye that's in there. Yeah, this they really knocked it out of the park with this barrel proof right here. This is really good. All right, guys. So next up, we had the American Cherry Edition. This is bourbon whiskey infused with Montgomery sour cherries. The mash bill on this one is 71% corn, 25% rye, and 4% malted barley. The age statement is undisclosed on this one. And this one comes in at 74 proof. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a cherry, a nice sweet cherry candy on the nose. Maybe a little bit of vanilla in the back there, but for the most part, this is just a straight cherry, almost like a cherry pie on the nose. All right, guys, let's get into the taste. Cheers. Oh, wow. So again, this is, it is what it says it is. It's just big, bold cherry flavors. But what's nice about it though is you still get a little bit of that vanilla and caramel that are kind of infused with it. It's a really nice, like a dessert style whiskey here. So the cherry to me is more on the front and middle of the palate. And then as it goes down, those cherry flavors kind of die off, and you do pick up some of those vanillas and caramels just right at the end there. But yeah, this will make for a really nice a nice dessert, something to really finish off your evening, maybe after dinner. Let's get into the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, there's definitely some really like tardiness to it too, because it's really making my mouth water. It's a big, bold cherry flavors all the way from the middle to almost to the back of the palate, and that's kind of where a little bit of that vanilla and caramel kind of pick up, and they kind of just blend together. Yeah, this one here makes for a very nice dessert style whiskey, especially like right after dinner. I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. Now, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Traverse City Whiskey Company for supplying me with their lineup of whiskeys here to review on the channel. To be honest, it's very hard for me to pick a clear winner, but my two favorites would be the Barrel Proof and the Rye. Both of these, you guys have really knocked them out of the park. Tremendous flavors on both of these guys. But that goes for the entire lineup. I mean, honestly, your straight bourbon whiskey, it's very easy to drink. It almost makes you want to go back for more and more and more after every sip. Really nice flavors, even though it's still young. The rye, you got a very nice sweet, just lemon candy there on on the front of the palate, and it turns into this this nice, peppery finish with just a really little hint of black licorice. The port finish offers those deep, dark, rich, dark fruit flavors. You get some some plums on the nose, and that raisin character that was on the palate was just phenomenal. The nice, deep, dark, rich caramels and vanillas of the barrel proof, and the nice honey notes that were on the nose, and then that chocolate on the finish just really topped that off for me. And something to drink here after your dinner. It's a very nice, sweet a cherry pie flavor. Maybe something you would drink after a dinner, but. Thank you, Traverse City, for supplying me with this. I really appreciate it. So if you're new to the channel looking for reviews of bourbons, ryes, and some of those dusties, then hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be alerted of any upcoming reviews or live streams. You can also find me on Instagram at Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. And until next time, guys, stay dusty.